Nothing left to lose now. Everything to prove now. Long as I'm alive, I'ma fight back. My fire never cools down. I'm about to catch fire. Yeah, I'm about to catch fire. Get ready for the new me. Get ready for the new me. Try to hold me down and I get higher. Try to put me out and I get louder. I'm a fighter, a survivor. Stand back when I catch fire.
Well, the business of the day is done, but now it's time to have some fun. This is the 8:05 post show, part of the Vans U.S. Open of Surfing. Chris Cote here, joined by Mitchell Salazar and Shannon Hughes to talk you through what just went down. This is day one of our broadcast, day 3 of competition. It was a massive day of Challenger Series surfing. It was all women all day long. They did us proud. They went out there and did their job at a very high level. There was no easy heats throughout the entire day. We got through 2 rounds of surfing. We saw some incredible victories, some wild finishes. Truly a day that tested all of the surfers in the lineup, Shannon.
It was crazy. Talking about the physical strength that it took to just make it through to backline, let alone then performing, getting up to their feet, actually pulling off really insane turns in critical sections today. It was not an easy job, and I'm so proud of everyone for just making it out there.
Yeah, every surfer came in basically saying they just did a triathlon within a span of 35 minutes.
Yeah, I think the most difficult thing for a lot of the ladies today was actually being in position for those good waves. I mean, you saw too many heats. They were ending up with less than 10 points, each of them, especially in the last one, too. Why weren't they there? Because it was so difficult to maintain yourself in a single spot to catch those best waves in those 30 minutes when you were out there.
Well, we saw, of course, some of the biggest names in our sport take to the water today. One of those names, Courtney Conlogue, unfortunately did not make it through this heat. This was a wild one from the jump. We had Amuro Suzuki out there, who we always know puts on a great show, but I think I'm one of millions that is just shocked that Courtney Conlogue is out of contention, especially on a day that you would think plays right into her strengths.
Absolutely, and great performance there by Suzuki, but Philippa Anderson, who hadn't really had a decent result so far on the Challenger Series, has come away with 2 good results here back-to-back at the Vans U.S. Open, and looking good moving through the round of 16. But as you said, Courtney had a decent opener. She just wasn't able to find a backup, Chris.
Yeah, that is a rarity to see Courtney Conlogue lose here on her home turf. But I'll tell you, these Challenger Series events are cutthroat. There's your final results of that round of 32, Heat 1. This feels like it was a week ago. Just went down this morning, and we already got into our next round. After this round, it was Amuro getting the win, Philippa Anderson second. Unfortunately, we lose Courtney Conlogue and a hard-charging rookie in Scott from South Africa. And I will say, throughout the day, big performances definitely were earned. Every surfer came in shook from their heats, and that's just due to the physicality you had to get through to make it through these heats. But one surfer who always seems to make it look so easy and always comes through with that chill attitude is Caity Simmers. She's standing by right now with AJ McCord.
Yeah, Caity, you do always make it look way too easy out there, even in the most difficult of conditions. How did the second heat compare to your first one today?
I guess my strategy was kind of the same.
Yeah.
It's kind of just you try to stay in the same spot because the current's pretty bad. But, yeah, I don't know. I kind of just did a similar thing, just tried to get, one pretty quick so then you're not, stressing. Kind of, play it safe, I guess, on the waves because, you kind of only get 2 or 3 chances because it takes, a good 8 minutes or 9 minutes to run around. So yeah.
So one of the things that we've talked about with you this year is just you had that spot on the CT last year, decided to come back to the CS. Obviously, this is a place you've had a lot of success, especially right here at Huntington. What do you feel like you've learned about yourself in the last 6 months or so?
I don't know. I've gone on a couple little surf trips, just trying to, improve my surfing, whatever. And yeah, I guess, I haven't really learned, I guess I've learned, I don't know what I've learned about myself, but I've just been trying to, spend time with my friends and family at home. And, yeah, it's been cool.
Yeah. Now, obviously, this year at Huntington compared to last year at Huntington, very different vibes. There's a big crowd. The waves are very different. But for you, how is this used maybe as like a checkpoint of like where you were last year compared to this year?
Yeah, last year I was just like literally a wild card. Wasn't even expecting to be in it. And this year, I don't know. This event is crazy. There's so much people and it's pretty overwhelming, but try to find a spot where there's not too much people in the competitors area or down at the beach, I don't know, and then yeah, just try to do what I usually do.
Yeah. Stay in your zone. It worked for you today. We'll see you in the next round.
Cool, thank you.
Thank you, AJ. Caity is awesome. And the question now remains, okay, both of you, starting with you, Shannon, can and will Caity Simmers win the 2022 Vans U.S. Open of Surfing?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm saying yes.
That was very fast.
I actually thought you were going to
say
say Challenger Series. Is she going to win the Challenger Series? But
yeah.
I also 100% could see her winning this because the conditions are going to shift, and we've just seen her find 2 heat wins in really tough Huntington Beach, different than what she's mostly competed in here. And we've seen her take out wins on the QS and the Challenger Series level in really small Huntington, which is what we could see at the end of the week.
I like that.
So
So you're going Vans U.S. Open and the whole Challenger
Yeah.
Series. What about you, Mitch?
I say she can. I don't know if she will, though. I've seen Caroline Marks compete twice this weekend so far. I think she's the favorite to win the whole thing. She just looks confident. She looks very focused, but I do think that Caity Simmers is up there. I don't think she's faced the challenges yet, though, that a lot of the other ladies have seen so far, especially when you put her up there against the people that are a little bit more experienced. I'm going to be excited to see her compete and not only perform out here, but let's see how she can do in the quarters onwards.
All right, well, good answers from both of you, and I'm glad that you dropped that name, Caroline Marks, because she was in the featured heat of the day. On paper, I mean, this was a final. This was basically everything that you wanted to see in a Challenger Series event. You had Caroline Marks, Lakey Peterson, Mahina Maeda, and Molly Picklum. I mean, right there, you've got junior world champs, you've got CT threats, you've got title threats, you've got rookies, and this heat really lived up to the hype because, again, on paper, this was by far the heat of the day.
Yeah, and really impressed by Molly Picklum right there. I mean, she's come back from certain heats where she's had to gain momentum throughout the back end of the heats, and look at that, dropped a 7.93 for a single turn, one of the best turns we've seen all event long, and it was on a right too when we saw mostly lefts today.
Yeah, Caroline Marks came in from that heat with an 8.5 and a 5.83, and she just looked so happy and excited to be competing again here in Huntington.
That's it. I think the whole tone of Caroline since coming back to El Salvador for the first time back on the CT this year has just been happy and excited. She's really friendly and chatty. I mean, she always has been, but it's just this new level of kind of lightness about her, which I think is really great to see as far as everything else that's been going on. But now to see her translate that into really high scores heat after heat is really cool.
Stoke can work wonders for your surfing. And if you want to get stoked on something, it is this. It's called We Are One Ocean. It's all about our dedication to helping protect these beautiful oceans behind us. We want to leave them better than we found them for the next generation. So let's take a look at We Are One Ocean.
I came out today to honestly learn more about restoring some of the oysters here in the local area of California where I'm from. The more I can learn about the environment and how to help and what's going on, the better. So just for my own personal knowledge and growth and to be a helping hand.
We Are One Ocean is a global initiative to inspire our global surf community to protect and conserve our one ocean and preserve the future of our sport. In partnership with local nonprofit organizations, We Are One Ocean activates at WSL events, giving back to local communities around the world via coastal restoration activities and environmental initiatives.
We are excited to be part of the We Are One Ocean Coalition because Orange County Coastkeeper really believes that everybody deserves access to clean water. Today we are going to be stringing Pacific oyster shells so that we can put them into our restoration site. Oysters are really important because they filter water, retain sediments, and therefore protect the coastline from erosion.
I came out today to join the Shiseido Blue project down here. We're working on some oyster restoration. These will get placed over in Long Beach Harbor and help attract the oyster larvae to reproduce.
Oysters filter up to 50 gallons of water per day. Makes it clean, makes it a lot safer for people to go in and for us to surf. It's a very vital part, and we're very thankful for them, and we're doing our part.
Restoration efforts are so important because it really touches on our original lifestyle, particularly as Indigenous people, on what it took for us to sustain ourselves. We're really open to bridging these community and having us all collaborate together on sharing in these spaces.
Something amazing that WSL does is it brings the community together, you know, to come here and to have an organization that will give back to these oceans here locally. It's so important, and very excited to see our oysters flourish and grow and build more oyster communities.
It's super important to me that companies like Shiseido and WSL get involved in these initiatives and support sustainability, just because I grew up spending my whole life in the ocean surfing, and I want to try to help do our part to reverse climate change and just give back to the ocean and the community. So yeah, it's super great to be here with these companies.
We are trying to restore our coastal ecosystems to make them clean, fishable, swimmable, drinkable, and enjoyable for everybody that comes to visit.
Getting involved in protecting and conserving the ocean is critical for us today and for future generations. Tell us what you're doing by posting on social media with the hashtag #WeAreOneOcean and tagging WSL and WSL Pure in your posts.
And you can get involved at weareoneocean.org. That's really cool. That's just something that I had no idea about. I love oysters, eat them as much as I can, and to see that right there, just to know that they're really giving back and, you know, putting something actual physically back into the water to help protect and sustain our oceans is awesome. So thank you, Shiseido, WSL, and of course all the surfers and volunteers that gave their time to that special project, which will be ongoing, and we'll tell you more about that as it progresses. But let me tell you about what's going to happen in the very near future down here tomorrow at the Vans US Open of Surfing. If you're watching from anywhere in Southern California, Arizona, Nevada, wherever you are in driving distance or whatever, hop on a flight, get down here tomorrow. We've got some fun for you. If you have a ripped wetsuit, your zipper's busted, bring it on down here. Our friends here will fix it for free. Stitchbox Wetsuit Repair is on site, ready to fix your wetsuit. And winter's right around the corner, so if you got a busted suit, bring it on down, as well as bring some cash. The Van Street Market is open and ready for you. We've got a ton of vendors down here. That one's going to be dangerous for me. Vinyl Solution, bringing records down here to the beach, sustainable coastlines, and more. Joker's Skate Shop is down here, so all the activations and fun is hyping up as we move on. It's going to be Tuesday tomorrow, so it's basically going to feel like a Friday for the rest of the week. The Vans US Open is back in full force, and we've been working all day long. Heats back to back to back, but I tell you, on the other side of that camera, there is still a lot happening. Have you guys had the chance to check out anything going on in the village behind us?
I actually have. I went to the Hydro Flask tent. I wasn't Caipo Guerrero, so they told me I couldn't get a custom Hydro Flask like he did. But you know what? I feel like I'm going to try again tomorrow. I'm going to get one of those that we had on the table right here in front of us.
All right, we got to get out there and get involved, Shannon.
There's so much going on. I had to walk through the Vans store today during one of my breaks, and you can customize your own shoes and your own T-shirts. So if you're down around the area, be sure to check it out and make something cool that is Vans US Open unique, but also unique to your own style.
I see those Vans US Open shirts literally all over the world. It's kind of like a bragging rights, right? I was at the Vans US Open of Surfing. So get your shirt, get your custom shoes. All that stuff is happening down here all week long at the Vans US Open of Surfing. But let's get back to business, all right? I've got your Stillhouse Unbreakable Top 5. These are 5 moments from today that blew our minds. And thank you to Stillhouse for bringing us this Unbreakable Top 5. Well, we're going to start with a big moment here. This was Sawyer Lindblad, second-generation San Clemente Cyclone, blasting through her junior career straight to the Challenger Series.
Yeah, and you know what? 2 heat wins earlier today, too. And how about the surfing that we saw from the back-to-back USA Surfing U18 champ?
That's right, Shannon. Macy Callahan went out there, did business, came from behind in the seat to get the win for number 4.
Oh, the buzzer beater from Macy was incredible. It's exactly what we want to see from her. She's got that CT experience, and she's showing she's super hungry to requalify.
Well, the Young Guns have been going off for the past 3 days. Here's one of them. Bella Kenworthy, Vans wildcard, coming to this event, making it look easy in her first Challenger Series event.
Yeah, the San Clemente local has definitely taken it to the sky when it comes to those wave pools, but she's no slouch out here in the actual ocean either. And how about this combo on the right? One of the few scoring rights we've seen all day long, and Bella did extremely well in this heat, Chris, to make it through.
Yeah, she came in from this heat. I got to interview her right after this, and she said, I was so nervous. I'm going, you could have fooled us. You went out there, and you looked like a steely veteran competitor. Speaking of veteran competitors, 8.5, the score to beat for Caroline Marks.
Caroline, I mean, she dropped in an 8.67 yesterday, then put an 8.5 down today. Incredible surfing. She looks like she could be the one to beat.
Well, speaking of ones to beat, Bronte McCauley, 2 wins already today. She went out there on fire. I think it helps that her goofy-footed stance allowed her to face these walls and do damage, and she did a lot of damage today.
Yeah, and it's never easy being the first heat of the morning either. She went out, won her heat, came in rested, and eventually won her afternoon heat too in much more challenging conditions than this morning as well. So good on for Bronte McCauley. She's looking good to make it into finals day later this week too.
Yeah, it's funny when you see the list of surfers coming into this event, you're going, there's no way to pick a winner. Of course, after a few days, the favorites start to rise to the top, so put Bronte McCauley on your list of favorites already here. Only Monday, so a lot of surfing to come, and it's pretty wild to pack that much surfing into one day, but I tell you, these women out in the lineup made it entertaining and exciting all day long. So thank you to all of our surfers who challenged the waves behind us. So on behalf of us here from the 8:05 post show, day 1 of our broadcast in the books, we know you're entertained and we know you'll be tuned in tomorrow morning, same time, same place. Go to worldsurfleague.com, of course, for all your updates, heat draws, and the action that will be following. I believe, I can't say for sure, we might be going into men's action tomorrow. We'll have to wait for the call in the morning. And we'll see all of you tomorrow. And don't worry, I'll pick that up. weareoneocean.org. Welcome, surf fans. We are all systems go here at the Vans U.S. Open of Surfing. The women will be taking to the water all day long.
Ocean blue eyes, I wanna dive on it.
Bronte McCauley, nice snapping turn there for Bronte. Well, the best turn we've seen of the morning.
Under your spell, I'm overwhelmed again. Tell myself to breathe in, I'm fine. Why do you come, why do you go away?
Sawyer Lindblad again, slicing and dicing on a quick left.
I've surfed Huntington so many times like this, and it paid off in the end, so I'm stoked.
Mafalda Lopez just entered her name into the game. Whoa, that was massive.
Don't let it set on us. Give me your trust.
Holly Williams, nice snap off the top there. Caity Simmers, dominant performance here. Throws the fins.
She's looking real good. Right. The business rolls on. This is the round of 32.
Bang, big spray to the sky. 1-2 punch there by Mark. Solid surfing. Molly Picklum, boom.
This copyrighted event broadcast is produced by the World Surf League for broadcast around the world and may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the written consent of the World Surf League.